Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the XRP Agent. I'm doing better than most, but not as good as some. And I just want to wish you a happy and safe new year. We're already 9 days in. Now, I don't do this that often, but I'm dedicating this show to a certain individual. Hope he appreciates it. First, let me check out some comments. Now, this is the one I recently did. The XRP Agent, can XRP hit $224? Words from CEO of R3. Well, I know XRP is going to surpass 224. In my opinion, like I say, I'm not a financial advisor. All right. I want to say a special howdy to Crypto Track. Always look forward to your videos. Well, hey man, I also look forward to yours. And another commenter, George Retledge. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Great to hear this from R3. I don't think they mean the entire Italian banking system will be settling with XRP right away, as SWIFT is another option that can be run through the quarter settler. However, as soon as regulatory clarity is achieved, the switch will be flipped. Also, have to build up liquidity pools in the area. Exactly, George. Hey, thank you for your comment. Really appreciate it from you and Crypto Track. Now, the life of the party, Virtual Freedom, the vegan. I guess he's on a vegan diet, but hey, thank you for your comment. He's really bullish on not having XRP not having a good liquidity. Interesting. Happy face liquidity is still FVK at 1 billion. Something isn't adding up. Now this video is dedicated to you, good sir, and no disrespect, but if the liquidity is not there, that all that means is if you're looking at all the news right now, everything is building up. You have to put things in place. Like when you're building a freeway, you just can't just slap all the cars on it. You have to make sure that the freeway is functional, sturdy, well built. If it's a bridge, you have to make sure you do stress testing. We're working on plumbing. We have to make sure all the plumbing is in place. So let's go back to R3. Now, this is something I believe from the Bearable Bull that he had retweeted. Let's check this out. So let's check out this tweet from R3. Check out Silvia Anasio, Head of Innovation from the Italian Banking Association, ABI, discussing ABI Labs and the Supra project in our latest customer base study. Now, I hope you understand, I'm not even looking at price because people are like price. Don't get hung up on the prices right now. Yes, last time I checked, the prices was tanking, but you have to have a long-term game. Are you in it for the long haul, where you're gonna be set for generations, or are you looking for short-term gains where you be like, oh yeah, I'll get my gains now, and worry about other stuff later. I just want my profits now, and whatever happens. Don't think in my opinion, that's short-sighted. Think long-term. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is what I'm doing. So let's see what Miss Sylvia has to say. Let's check her out. Oh, this is just a picture. All right. Let's backtrack. Click this. And let's play ball. Here we go.
I'm Silvia Tanasium, Head of Innovation of the Italian Banking Association, which promoted the Spunta project. Abilab is the coordinator of the project. It is a non-profit center for research and innovation co-owned by the banks and the Italian Banking Association itself. We worked with a very large work group composed by 18 banks and our partners like Entity Data, which is the business network designer of the application, and SIA, which is the business network operator and provide the infrastructure in which we will run the Spunta. 1 year ago we was happy to reach the goal to upload 2 million movements on real distributed infrastructure. Now we completed performance test, a technical performance test, simulating 1 entire year of data for the whole Italian banking sector. This means 196 million movements uploaded on a really geographically distributed network of nodes. The nodes are now 35 in 6, I think, different locations between the SIA premises, the data center of the banks, or outsourcer of the smallest banks. Our target is to reach 1 node for each of the Italian banks. This means around 200 banks by the end of the migration plan, which is fixed on September 2020. The Italian banking sector decided to move with the Spunta process, which is a reconciliation process. It works at a book level. It's about reconciliate operations between 2 different banks, and we don't move money. It's not about payments. It's just about the reconciliation of the information of the underlying operations. It's a back office process, and it's ruled by an interbank agreement, so it's a self-regulated process. This helped a lot because we was able, as Italian Banking Association, to issue last May the new version of the interbank agreement, which moved all the Italian banking sector from tapes to a distributed ledger. So it's a big shift, a big jump for the entire sector. Corda was perfect for the Spunta process for many technical reasons. We need to set up very easily and to change very easily bilateral channels. So the information sharing based on the need-to-know principle was fit for purpose for the Spunta. It was very useful for us also the possibility to archive informations, because we cannot have all the history of the Spunta on the ledgers, and this helped us also to build some functionalities that get the Spunta compliant with the GDPR requirements, because we have some personal data into the process. And another thing that was really useful is that because Corda is from R3, we had a great partnership with R3. It was possible to speak with the engineer team, the solution engineer team. We had a great contribution for the person from R3, and this collaboration was really a key part of our success. Distributed technology imply a distributed governance. It's not the Abilab project, it's not the Abi project, it's the bank's project. And this means that we voted a lot, we decided a lot all together. This is not easy, but it's very important for the success of the project. From now on, we are very focused on the production phase. So in December, the first group of 17 banking groups corresponding to 30 banks will go live to switch on and go really into production from March 1st. The second wave will follow in May, and by September 2020, all the Italian banking sector will be on the DLT application for the Spunta. The first step after this would be to naturally extend the Spunta at a European level, to involve other European banks in defining the requirements and the characteristics of the Nostro and Vostro account process. Because we used to work like this. We work with the banks. We need to agree on the characteristic of the process in order to best develop the application that will help the operator. So the next step would be to set up a work group of European banks to start this new part of the journey.
Now, that's what I call information. Just think of it. By September, all the Italians will, banks will be integrated and up and running, and then worldwide, this is spreading like wildfire. So this is, yes, they have to build up their infrastructure and the liquidity, but it's happening. 2020 is the decade of digital assets and the revamping of the financial system as we know it. Now, this is a tweet from Crypto Eerie. You are so right. I'm thinking too small. Hi, Eerie. I checked in your vid that actually Nicholas answered that 20 countries could come online in 2020, not just corridors. 20 countries would consolidate, if any math is okay, to 190 possible corridors. See attached pic. Nicholas and you are both great. Thanks for that. And then this is her pic. All the countries and all the corridors. Thank you for that tweet, Van der Host. Yeah, so it's like the compound effect. It's, like the other video of the CEO of R3 said it took like 6 years. Yeah, it's like the compound effect. You have to build up to it, and then it just starts doing a snowball effect. Now, the real XRP boy, you've been wrapping this sort of narrative up. Sure, damn, feels like we're close. No time to waste. The situation is already here and has been for years. Why? I think we went from XRapid to ODL. A friendly reminder not to give up on XRP and to ODL. Beginning stages. Listen carefully, Ripple XRP fans. So let's check this video out.
Another question in this world which we might be moving to, which Marcus has laid out, in which a large part of what the current monetary system does will shift to completely new players, or indeed already has. What do you think the biggest issues are in managing the stability during this transition, which might be long or quick, of all the existing players who do provide the other services? And how do you think about just the process whereby banks lose the payment system? what would that look like? And what sort of problems might that process create?
So, Martin, these are very big questions, and of course we struggle with this all the time. Let me address it like this. Big techs have become very big players in a number of areas. As I said, they rely on this DNA loop, the data network activities loop, where as they provide services in social media, in e-commerce, and in search, that generates a lot of data. The data is the input into a lot of the activities. And then that begets more activity, which then generates even more data. And in the annual economic report, we cite an example of where credit assessment becomes, if you then unleash machine learning onto this big data, it just becomes a very different game from the usual credit assessment where you're looking at the balance sheet or the income statement of the borrower. Because you can actually look at the whole network, and as the saying goes, you can judge someone by the character of their friends. So if you look at the whole network, you can actually
So you can check out the character of your friends to who they hang around, and that's right. It comes from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you want to be a millionaire, hang around 5 millionaires. But the big picture is like, once all the banks and all the financial institutions get interoperable and on the blockchain, it's transparent. They is no more doing these secret deals under the table and working with these drug dealers and washing their money. Everything is going to be transparent. That's just my opinion. But this is a very good video. Thanks for sharing. Real XRP boy. If you're not subscribed to his Twitter, subscribe. And I'm still working on my Twitter. Man, that's an issue right there. All right. The Bearable Bull. He has a good tweet. Was it this one I was looking at? But it takes 2,666 XRP to be in the top 10% of the new 1%. That's $600. It takes 71,332 XRP to be in the top 1% of the 1%ers of XRP. ADK, what you guys want from life about XRP is the vehicle to get you there, is to get it. So this is the like the stats on where you want to be and the trends. So it's like, when was people accumulating and when some people was even selling. So the people that got the most, look at that. And these are probably wealthy people. They understand the market. They understand when the market is down, you accumulate. When the market is high, that's where you hedge, sell off, buy investment property or buy other things to hedge against the market. So the people that has less than 10%, that's what they're doing. It looks like they're selling, just getting out. Oh, woe is me, the market, and all this other stuff. But you have to have a long-term goal. Are you in this for the short term, just to get you a quick buck, or are you looking to get financial freedom? So thank you, Bearable Bull, for sharing this tweet. And Huddle Style. Now, David Schwartz mentioned Segwit, Amazon, and Airbnb, and Uber. Let's check this one out.
Amazon or an Airbnb. Imagine if you're a Seagate or an Amazon or an Airbnb or an Uber. These companies all make large numbers of small payments. Amazon has thousands of merchants that they make payments to. Uber, if you're in the Philippines and you're a driver and you need money for milk, Uber would love you to drive for them and buy milk right that day. But they need efficient payments. They need payments that are as reliable as email for that to happen. And that doesn't exist. And each of these companies employs literally hundreds of people just in their payment division. And if you imagine if you ran a payment company, you would love to go to any of these new corporates and say, hey, fire your hundreds of payment people, we'll do all your payments. But there's nobody who can do that. And so if you imagine if I want to start a regional competitor to Airbnb, let's say I want to do Airbnb just in the Boston area, but I want to take incoming payments from all around the world. The solution can't be that I hire 100 payment engineers to make that business work. That can't be the right solution. So this is going to change. This is broken, and someone is going to fix it, and this is a tremendous opportunity.
A tremendous opportunity. So XRP, well, Ripple, the company, is on tremendous different fronts, from payment to liquidity, international payments, cross-border payments, quarter-settler. They recognize the problem and they're working at it. Now, back to what I was talking about before. I'm not looking at price right now. I just want you to understand that each one of you out there is in charge of your own life. Worst case scenario, Ripple doesn't exceed, and you invested not more than what you can handle. You know it's an investment. It's like, hey, sometimes investments lose, sometimes they win. But nothing is guaranteed in life. But if you put everything in place, all the dominoes are coming in line. And once everything is set, it's going to knock everything over and just completely transform the financial world as we know it. You have to make a decision if I'm going to be in this for the short term or the long term game. And this video I saw before Bearable Bull posted it, but and it's from the same guy. I saw this tweet a few days ago, and the Barry Man real life footage of me dumping more money into the crypto market. And this is how it looks. This analogy is like, hey, I'm just wasting money. I'm just throwing money away. I'm not getting anything back. If you feel that way, get out of crypto. Find some other investment. If you're not happy with what's going on, I know a lot of people are not happy about price. I get that. But it's manipulated. Stocks, bonds. I'm in real estate. Even real estate is manipulated. What do you think happened in the foreclosure crisis? Every man and person's mama or cousin start becoming an appraiser. Started appraising the real estate. Like, hey, I'm going to sell my house. Can you appraise it? Yeah, it's worth $300,000, but yeah, I'll mark it up to $350,000. Then the next person buys it and he flips it for $375,000. Before you know it, that property's like $600,000, and it is just a problem that finally collapsed, and we're still paying for it in some aspects. So do your own due diligence, be patient, if you ain't got stomach for the game, get out. But for virtual freedom, I understand that we don't have as much liquidity as we should, but just understand it's building up. Hope you liked the video. I appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. I do live streams on Friday. Hey, maybe we can do a live stream together or do a call in. I would love to hear more. And I'm not one of those YouTubers, if you disagree with me, shut you down. Now, if you're disrespectful, yeah, I'll shut you down real quick. But if you have, differences of opinion, I'd be like, hey, let me know. Let's talk about it. Why you feel that way. And let's see if we could come to a conclusion. Maybe I might not agree to you. Maybe you might not agree to me. We can agree to disagree, but we can still be cordial. Like with, so many people acted a fool when President Trump and Hillary Clinton was running. People was like, oh, F you and forget you and blocking people. Is foolishness. It's like grown up childish. It's like I'm gonna let you know. And a lot of people, YouTubers say, oh, I'm not political and all this other stuff. They're political. They're just not doing it on their show because they don't want to, in my opinion, hurt their revenue. But I'm gonna always tell you how I feel. You can agree with me, disagree with me, unlike me, unsubscribe or whatever. But that makes us who we are. Long as we don't, disrespect each other, hey, if you love Trump, hey, more power to you. When Trump first got elected, I was like, hey, Santa Claus, bring me an impeachment. I wanted him to be impeached. Right now, I don't think that would be in best interest of the country. Yeah, I still don't agree with everything. Personally, I think he is even racist. But that's my opinion. Maybe he changed his stance from the things he did in the past, but that's just how I feel. But far as the financial aspect of the country, and I just realized this a few months ago. I forget who I was watching. Brad Kimes. Brad Kimes, he was saying, doesn't matter how you feel about the president, but he had so many bankruptcies, and he's still a millionaire and able to run his businesses. Who would be the best person to bankrupt the country and the world and get it reset so we can be on a level playing field? And it was like an aha moment. And thank you, Brad Kimes, for that, by the way. I give props when props are due. And that changed my thinking on President Trump. So, might hate me now, might love me now, I don't know. But we're all entitled to our opinions. We all should respect each other. And if you have differences of opinion, hey, leave them in the comments. It's like, hey, I like the praise. Hey, thank you, George, for the praise. Hey, Crypto Track, we did a live stream together. Thank you for the praise. But I kind of really like more when people like Virtual Freedom come out and say what they voice their opinion. It's like, hey, this is wrong. I want to get this out there. Well, why is it this happening and that happening? That makes good dialogue between the XRP community and everyone else. And different Bitcoiners and Ethereum holders, maximalist, we're all in the same game. We all want the same thing. And that is for our investments to pay off. I hope you enjoyed the show. Leave a like and a comment. This is the XRP Agent. Until next time, later.